My name is Margaret Lewis. I am 64 years old. I live alone in my small house in a quiet town near Edinburgh. My husband died 10 years ago. After his death, this house became my whole world. I have only one daughter. Her name is Sophie. Sophie moved to New Zealand many years ago. Now she lives there with her husband and their 2 children. She has a good life. She has a beautiful house and a stable job. Her children go to good schools. She travels often. She seems happy. But I live here alone. Every morning I wake up early. I make tea for myself. I clean the rooms slowly. I cook simple food. I sit near the window and watch people walking past my house. In the evenings, silence becomes heavy. No one visits me. No one knocks on my door. Sophie does not call often. Sometimes she sends money. Sometimes she sends short messages. Mom, I will visit soon. But she never comes. Still, I wait, because she is my daughter. I keep her old photos in my bedroom. I keep her school drawings in a box. Sometimes I take them out and remember her laughter. Years passed like this. One afternoon, someone knocked on my door. I opened it slowly. It was Sophie. For a moment, I thought I was dreaming. Sophie, you really came? She smiled gently. She hugged me. My hands were shaking. Tears filled my eyes. I had waited for this moment for years. She came inside. The house felt alive again. I made tea for her. We sat together for a long time. I asked about her children. I asked about her life. Then I asked quietly, "Why did you come?" She looked at me and said, "I missed you, Mom. You live here all alone. I worry about you." Then she said, "I want to take you with me to New Zealand." I stayed silent. She continued, "You are getting older. It is not safe for you here anymore. You should live with us." I looked around my house. The walls held memories. Your father's voice felt close in this place. I spoke slowly. "This is my home. I built my life here. Your father lived and died here. I cannot leave." Sophie looked serious. "This house is very old," she said. "In New Zealand, you will have comfort. You will have your own room. You will see the children every day." That night, I could not sleep. I walked from room to room. I touched the furniture. I stood in the kitchen where I once cooked for my husband. I sat beside his photograph. I did not want to leave, but she was my only child. The next morning she said, "Mom, we should sell this house. You do not need it anymore. You will live with us. The money will help your new life." I looked into her eyes. She smiled. I wanted to believe her love was real. So I said yes. We sold the house. I packed my memories into a few small bags. We went to the airport together. I felt broken but hopeful. I thought I would finally live with my daughter again. At the airport, Sophie said, "Mom, wait here. I will arrange assistance for you." I nodded and sat down. 10 minutes passed. She did not return. 30 minutes passed. I began to feel uneasy. 45 minutes passed. I looked around again and again. 1 hour passed. My heart started beating fast. People came and went, but Sophie was nowhere. A staff member came to me. "Ma'am, are you waiting for someone?" I said. "Yes, my daughter. She went to get help. We are flying to New Zealand." He asked for her photo. I showed it. He went to check. After some time, he returned. His face was serious. "Ma'am, your daughter boarded the flight alone." In that moment, I realized I was not going to New Zealand. I was being left behind. My world became silent. My voice trembled. "No, she wouldn't do that." Tears fell slowly. The man's name was Andrew Clark. He sat beside me. He said softly, "You remind me of my mother." He took me to his home. His wife welcomed me kindly. She spoke to me like a daughter. That night I cried. I missed my daughter. I missed my home. But these strangers gave me warmth. Days passed. Andrew helped me visit the doctor. His wife cooked for me. They treated me with respect. Their home slowly became my shelter. One day, Andrew received news. He went to another room. He spoke quietly on the phone. Later, he came back. He smiled, but I saw pain in his eyes. What I did not know was this. The flight Sophie took had crashed. There were no survivors. Andrew never told me. He knew that I still loved my daughter. Even after what she did, I prayed for her. Because a mother's heart does not stop loving, even when it is broken. I prayed for her soul. I prayed for her children. Today, I live with Andrew and his family. I lost my home. I lost my daughter. But I found kindness. Sometimes life takes away what we trust, so it can give us something more human. And sometimes the people who heal us are complete strangers. She lost her home, she lost her daughter, but she never lost her love. If this story touched your heart, please like this video and subscribe for more emotional English stories.